Okay.
Hi, hey, Susan, good morning to you, and also to you, Sylvie and Bob. And I've already was just in a meeting with Dana, so I'm going to say hi again. But
Hey there.
what were you suggesting then, Susan? You're saying that?
Yeah. Am I on? I'm sorry. I can hear you, but I can't see a thing, so I can't mute. Hey, quiet, quiet. I was saying, can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I was saying that during the debate yesterday with my challenger, Jerry Becker, she rightfully expressed concern that the lane reduction will channel even more traffic, especially down Valerio. And it's already happening. And that is a real family street with lots of kids playing in the street and basketball hoops and things like that. And so my thought is that maybe, even if it's not in the scope of this project, we could take a look at that. Why are people zipping down there, and can we traffic calm the street so it's not so attractive? Because I think most of those people, we'd have to study it, but they might be zipping down that street, then they go into Cortona and Taormina, and then they get to the highway. Is that what's happening? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think some people used to do it, but the city added that stop sign down at La Paz, approximately 12 years ago or so. And, so I think they used to cut through more, but like you're saying, if people were coming from Miners Oaks for the high school, heading for the Y, and there was backup at the Y, which is pretty unusual. It's real quick in the morning peak, mostly. It might be inclined to make a right, and you'd have to stop first at Descanso and then at La Paz, and then you make the right and you can cut over there. So
then they cut back over. Okay, so I want to make it one of my missions, to look at that with some of the other bike advocates maybe, and maybe you as well. If that becomes an issue, it's already an issue, but if it becomes worse during the lane reduction, which is doubtful, because I think the same people that do it now would do it regardless. I would hope not more people would start doing that, but maybe there's a way to handle that.
Right, and I'm not sure if I see why with the lane reduction. I mean, this presumption is with the lane reduction, we're going to have this massive congestion.
Yeah, it's a presumption. Yeah. It's
a big presumption. We don't have much traffic on Maricopa. We have a half to 1/3 the traffic is Ojai Avenue, which is 2 lanes also.
I know. Yeah.
And we do have some backup downtown because there's traffic signals and pedestrian crosswalks and different things. We don't have that on Maricopa. So yeah, it is this presumption. That's a great part of the demonstration, that if there's some kind of massive congestion. And then of course, the pushback will be, well, if school was in full session, yeah, and we've monitored school in session, as you've heard me say a lot. It happens for 10 to 12 minutes in the morning and afternoon, so it's very quick.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, it's interesting. I guess that's, so I didn't know you had a debate last night, did you? It was.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
That was the hot topic. That and STRs.
I bet you it was much better than our presidential debate. I would have loved to tune in to your debate versus what happened last week.
It was recorded. It was definitely better than the presidential debate. A little bit better.
Okay, well,
I guess we'll just have to keep an eye. I mean, that's the demonstration to see what's going on. And it's a little bit unfortunate this is happening. Well, I mean, actually, the installation goes on the middle of November, so it's close to the election, but the election will be over.
Yeah.
But we are going to start putting flyers out and things that will kind of, it's an opportunity for people to make a fuss out of it, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, is it possible to make those, because I was going to do it with my campaign funds if I needed to. I wanted to take the questions and answers about the project that Dana posted on, now it's on both the city website and I think one of the other sites. It's so good. I was hoping we could make that into a flyer, because I'm going to go door to door. I'm going to walk those neighborhoods, and I could even distribute them, or the city could mail it. I have all the addresses.
Yeah, I think printing the FAQ would be a great idea. We are working on finalizing the flyer that has, well, yeah, so we received our permit last week. Yeah, so we are officially moving forward with the start of the implementation on November 9th. And so I was hoping that Kathy and John would be on the call, but I can follow up with them separately about finalizing the plant order. But basically, you know, between now and the start of implementation, it's, you know, helping to gather as many volunteers as we can. And I wanted to share, I was going to share my screen just to show you guys what we're thinking for the overall schedule of the bills, like the higher.
I'm going to try to find my screen again.
Oh, okay.
If you lose me, it means I'm going to try to log. Hey, I'm going to try just to join again, and let me see what happens.
Okay.
Okay.
And also,
it worked.
Okay. Dana, I'm sorry, but I have to leave. I have another meeting that was scheduled at the same time for the Stewart Canyon project with some regulators we're trying to get permits on. So I had to cut to that, so I'm sorry I have to cut out early. If there's anything that I could answer for Susan or Sylvie or Bob, I'd be glad to. Anything I could address directly, but otherwise I got to cut out.
Okay. Thanks, Greg.
Okay.
That was the main thing. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye. Okay, Susan, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
And also, I want to ask you that, but are you saying that I can announce on Facebook, for example, and with the Green Coalition that it's happening, or wait?
Yeah, that's, I mean, I wanted to chat with Greg about that, and I guess I'll have to call him, yeah, at another time, because we're working on a flyer, and I was going to share my screen to show everybody what the volunteer sign up looks like, but I think that I need just official sign off from Greg that we can start kind of talking about it, even if the flyer is not ready, you know, so because I know that this group, yeah, I know this group, we talked about being really helpful and pivotal and helping us gather volunteers and that sort of thing. So I think the sooner the better. But I think that I just need to touch base with Greg on that. So just give me like another day or so to work that out with Greg. And then I'll probably just be following up with the entire CAC because we only have several people in this call. Okay. So, but I'll show you guys just, you know, because you joined and participating. So this is the high level schedule. Let me know if you can't see my screen for some reason, but so this is something, it's really high level, meaning that on each one of these days, there will be a much more kind of detailed hourly schedule. And that kind of ties into the volunteer sign up that I'll show you. But this is basically everything that is at a high level going into the implementation. So we have a couple of things that need to happen before implementation even starts. That are either a part of the permit special conditions or are just general good practice for prep for the project. So, you know, street cleaning, for example, the asphalt is going to need to be really clean for the paint to adhere. You know, we'll have to close off the parking that's close to the meadows well in advance so that people know that on these specific dates they cannot park along the corridor there. We're going to be installing a banner along the corridor that's going to have the links to give feedback for during the demonstration period. And then we also, Greg and I believe Fred are going to print the flyers eventually when we finalize those, and basically as soon as possible go in person to all of the businesses along the corridor and just make sure that they're aware of the implementation date so they know to expect the construction and the closure and all of that. So those are the pre-implementation things that are in the works. And then you'll see the below schedule. We're blocking off 10 days. The permit has us blocked off for 10 days to implement this project, although, you know, we don't think that we're going to need all 10 days. It's also just in case of bad weather and, you know, whatever else might come up. But this schedule here, basically Monday to Saturday, is what we're shooting for. And we have 4 major parties or entities contributing to the implementation. We have the contractor, which is going to be doing the removal of any existing striping that needs to be removed, obviously placing the new striping, installing MUTCD signage, and drilling the holes that will be used to bolt in the planters and the delineators. And then the city of Ojai will have some tasks that we'll kind of team up with them on. And then obviously we'll have volunteers, hopefully, and ideally. And so this is just kind of a schedule of what it looks like. The idea is that on the first day, on Monday, the contractor, Crisco, will go out, remove the existing striping, lay down the new striping, probably start the signage installation. And then we're hoping to be done with the striping, or, you know, the contractor has indicated that he could be done with the striping by Tuesday and moving on to drilling the holes for the planters and delineators. And essentially as the holes, you know, start to be drilled, we can start installing the planters and delineators behind that work. So on each day, there's kind of an overlap of what could happen. And we will have volunteers, you know, the volunteer sign up has some specific tasks laid out, but it's pretty much, you know, volunteers are going to show up, and whatever is needed at that time, we'll pretty much divide up volunteers. It's difficult to predict to somebody exactly what they might be doing, although we have a variety of tasks for people to sign up for. And, you know, something else to note is that Wednesday is Veterans Day. So the contractor and the city will probably, well, they will not be working on that day, but we street plans will be out there. And it's also an open day for volunteers to come as well. We will have a lot of green conflict zones to start painting once the striping goes in. You know, so we're hoping that that could start on Wednesday. And then after that, it's just, you know, mostly installing the planters and delineators, and then relying heavily on volunteers to help prep all of the planters. So that's going to be putting in the filter fabric, the gravel, the soil, and then planting the plants. And so if anything, we think that planting the plants actually might be what takes the longest. So we're kind of anticipating that we might go into the weekend, but luckily we've given ourselves plenty of time with the permit to get this project done. So that was a lot. Do you guys have any questions about any of this so far?
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah, that's good.
Yes, this is so exciting. I hope people love it as much as I do. I think it's, and it's nice because for me, if it's after the election, then I can volunteer and I can answer if there's neighbors and, you know, people from the neighborhood, if they have concerns, I can help address the concerns. And,
yeah. I mean, it'll be,
the weather's cooler. If this weather is,
yeah, it'll be great to have as many of you there as possible. Obviously, the expectation is not that you're there every single day. Like I said, generally, the things that are going to be Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be more, you know, helping us mark out where the holes need to go to drill the holes for the planters and delineators. It'll be heavier on the painting side. So if you know that you want to do some painting of green conflict zones, we'll probably be starting that earlier in the week. And then later in the week is when we will start planting the planters. So that's kind of like the high level breakdown. But like I said, tasks will be overlapping each day, and it's kind of, you know, typically our volunteers come out and we just kind of assign them where we most need them at that time. And, you know, in order to keep, obviously COVID-19 is a major consideration. And so I will, you know, I'll switch to, well, I'll give Diana a second if she wants to just glance at this schedule and if she has any questions before I go to the sign up. But basically we won't be grouping the volunteers in large groups at any point along the corridor. A lot of these tasks are, you know, maybe Souza and Sylvie just the two of you are taking a stencil and helping to mark the holes where the planters go. And maybe it's Diana, Bob, and me who are, you know, dumping soil into the plants as the truck is moving down, into the planters as the truck's moving down the corridor. None of these tasks are gonna require large groups in one place really at one time. There's gonna be a lot of like dispersed action. And that'll be good to keep, you know, any one big congregation, you know, there won't be large groups of people gathering in one place at one time. So anyways, we will definitely be going over this again at the next CACs. I think we have 2 more up until implementation, and I'm hoping to be able to get sign off to send out, you know, an email notification to everybody saying that we've received the permit and that we're planning for implementation, and to start to publicly announce that really soon in time, especially for the next CAC, so that we can kind of have this meeting again and go over the schedule and all of that. So yeah.
Dana, that you were briefly, I couldn't hear you for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it says my internet is unstable. Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just saying
The
that.
problem is on my end. I got a message that my internet is unstable. But
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm assuming, or do you want me to check, that the city will write a press release for the Ojai Valley News and distribute it to the school and all that?
I am assuming that they will, yes. Again, that sort of stuff is what I need to get sign off from Greg on, just as to when exactly he wants to get the word out publicly. I mean, our recommendation is always as soon as possible. I think it will, you know, next week, probably at the latest. I think
this is big news for Ojai.
I know. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's good.
It's gonna be quite the time.
Yeah.
So, all right. So that's what the, you know, overarching schedule looks like. I think an important thing to communicate to volunteers is going to be, yes, we are still soliciting volunteers for Veterans Day, and if needed on the weekends or on, you know, maybe Saturday. And then also just the stuff about COVID-19 and how we will be sensitive to that. And that information will go in the flyer, and will be communicated, you know, as we get volunteers. So I wanted to show you guys this. So this is currently live, although we have not publicly started disseminating it yet, but this is what the online sign up looks like. So on the flyer, you know, this is, just to give you an idea, this is kind of the draft flyer that we're working on right now. So it's going to highlight, you know, here's the link to volunteer. It might have some FAQ and project information. And so people will be able to go to this link here, the shortened bit.ly link, and that will take them here to this online sign up. And so there's, you know, a bunch of project information there, information to remind people that we are having several more CAC meetings. And so those will be like the large gatherings. If you are planning to volunteer, recommended to join the CAC meetings if you have any questions about how things are going to go down. And then, so this is what it looks like. So basically every day we've divided the day up into 2-hour time slots that people can sign up for. You can sign up for as many 2-hour time slots as you want. And these are the tasks that we're anticipating for that day and for that time slot. So, you know, for example, we're looking at Tuesday right now. And so, like I said, Tuesday, you know, earlier in the week is going to be more focused on painting. There might just be some materials preparation tasks that we need help with, like unpackaging delineators or, you know, that sort of thing. And then, like I said, marking where the planters and delineators are going to go, or where the holes need to be drilled is also going to be something we'll need help with. And so that pretty much stays the same for Tuesday. Wednesday, which is Veterans Day, is pretty much the same. And then, like I said, on Thursday, then you'll see that we have planter planting starting. And so these are the numbers of ideal volunteers that we want for each task. But like I said, when volunteers actually get there, we'll be dispersing them in smaller groups along the corridor, and pretty much wherever they're needed. And then, you know, this just continues to Friday and then to Saturday, each for these 2-hour time slots. So that's what that looks like. And so hopefully we can start getting that out to the public within the next week and get some people signing up. But yeah, do you guys have any questions about how this works? I get an email basically every time somebody signs up, and then I will have all of the emails of people who have signed up. And so we'll be directly coordinating with all of the volunteers that way via email. So yeah.
Well, it looks really, really well organized to me. Very clear and clean. And I think we should do some, outreach to the people behind bonds. So if they become involved, I think they're more apt to like it,
Yeah.
Maybe they'll enjoy.
Of course.
Maybe they're going to enjoy walking or bicycling to Miners Oaks instead of driving. That's the hope.
And it would be great if you were actually going to go door to door, because whenever this gets finalized, whatever it looks like, you can print it and bring it with you, and it includes the link there.
I'm planning to probably walk around there this weekend. I want to focus on that area for the next couple of weeks, at least.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, I think there's 3 more weekends before the election,
Mm-hmm.
and afterwards too. But before, for sure. So, if you get the go ahead from Greg and James, and they can provide me with material, or I'll print. Like I said, if necessary, I'll do some printing myself. But they probably can help with that. I would be happy to go, and I have other people that will go with me, to help out too.
Yeah. So, and then I just wanted to show you guys. So, obviously, getting feedback during the implementation or during the demonstration period, so during the 6 months, is going to be really important. And so, this is going to be an 8-foot tall banner that's going to be attached to one of the light poles at Church Road. This will be the front of it. This link will eventually lead you to a survey. So anyone driving, walking, biking along the corridor, if they see this banner, they'll have instructions here onto how to leave feedback about the project. And by the time, obviously, implementation, this link will be live with that survey. And it basically will match the pre-implementation survey that's been on the website for a while now. Just in terms of asking people about their observations, do they feel safer? It'll essentially be kind of the counterpart or the follow-up to that pre-implementation survey, so we can be able to compare apples to apples, if anyone's answers changed according to the implementation of the project. And so that I just wanted to show as another thing that we're working on, and these will be installed about 2 weeks before implementation even starts. And we will be moving the banner along the corridor I believe every 6 weeks. So it'll start at Church Road, and then it'll just move to different intersections just to make sure that, everyone is seeing it in different places along the corridor. So that is everything we are working on, and hopefully we will be able to get this word out publicly. I guess technically it's, with this CAC meeting, of course, this is publicly open. So I guess it's technically been made publicly available to some degree, but we'd like to get an ad in the Ojai Valley newspaper and, send out the information to the email list and start printing flyers and having people talk about it and recruit their friends to volunteer, etc. So Yeah, I will be following up with all of you guys via email as soon as we have the go-ahead to really go public, as they say. And Sousa, I will definitely be asking Greg about a press release and when he might want to release that.
So I have a quick question. Has there been reach out to the bike club?
I believe so. Remind me, Sousa, is there anyone?
Yeah.
Has anyone joined the?
I've been keeping Kelly Pasco, the Mop Shop people posted. I always post everything on the Ojai Valley Bicycle Coalition Facebook page and Walk Bike Ojai. And I always tell, I send, you know, Kathy Nolan has a list of about 50 people who've attended Complete Streets meetings. So, you know, we have ways to distribute information. I've been keeping the core group that's interested in this up to, you know, I give them as much information as possible. I kind of stopped promoting the CAC meetings because it felt like it wasn't that, you know, the planters and all that wasn't that interesting maybe to the general public.
Yeah.
But if I wasn't sure what was happening today, if I'd known more, I've been kind of busy with the campaign too. So that's my other excuse. But I will help promote and disseminate information as much as possible. When
great.
you go ahead. Yeah.
I also have something.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so great. I'm at the beach, so I hope there's no background noise. Beautiful day, and I'm so happy that you ladies and gentlemen are doing this kind of thing. Thank you so much for the investment of your time and your lives. I did have a couple things. I'm very happy it's happening in November instead of any of the other months that we have been able to plan and stuff. It's not going to be so hot. I want to be there every day, all day, but I know that's probably not possible. But I'm very excited about the implementation and everything that's gone on to make it happen. Would I be able to get an email of the map of where holes get drilled, where things go? Because I am keenly interested, and I will be in Ojai again. I've been gone all summer, but I get back November 1st, so it'll be perfect timing, and I would love to be more prepared visually with a map, if that could be emailed. I believe you have my email address.
Yes, I have your email address. Yeah, let me make sure actually. So it's Diana, I'll go to my outreach this year. Yeah, it's D Blanchard 11. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna say the whole thing, but am I on the right track?
No, it's my name, Diana Blanchard 1961 at yahoo.com.
Let me see if I have it. Okay, Diana Blanchard 1961.
Yep.
At gmail.com. Okay.
At yahoo.com.
At yahoo.com.
Yeah.
It's totally not what I had. Maybe there's another Diana Blanchard that's been.
I don't know what that other one was.
Super
Sounds
weird.
like one of my passwords or something. And then my last thing is, do we have a count on the number of volunteers yet that will be available for this? I did see and listen to today just now the volunteer sign up way that you want to do things. Do we have a general number of how many people might be available for us?
We no, because we have not. So this is the first, like this meeting is the first time that we've even started like publicly really talking about it. We only received the permit last week. So we have not started really publicly and like, you know, widespread recruiting volunteers. That will probably start next week. I think we're just fine tuning and tweaking this final flyer, and we'll be getting out that information as soon as we can. So not a number yet, although I know that a lot of people who have been communicating or participating in these meetings, they have their own networks. I mean, I would hope that we wouldn't have trouble getting, you know, at least like 20 people a day, which I think would be good, but like
that's good. You need 20.
The more the merrier.
Yeah.
20 people a day you anticipate is what you need?
Yeah, let me go back to the sign up here because I have the, yeah, so
I believe we can get that. And as soon as you know that it's okay to promote it widely and publicly, and then knowing that we need 20 people a day, that's very helpful. I hadn't quite picked
yeah,
up on that.
I would
think
say
the sooner the better.
yeah, the sooner the better for sure. And
Yeah.
we're gonna work on that. I think, you know, it's
Okay.
I'm hesitant to give a number because I don't want people to think that as soon as we match it, like we're good to go. Honestly, we always we don't want to put a cap necessarily on volunteers because it's like the more the merrier.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
30 if you had to say a number, because I think when we get to
Okay.
planter planting, we're gonna need even a lot more.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's just like as many as we can get.
Yeah, I think the best way is for overkill, because
Yeah.
a lot of people drop out at the last minute, get sick, have meetings, can't come, are too weak,
Right.
there aren't enough people, many problems.
Totally.
So yeah, the more the merrier.
Yeah, and I can adjust our online sign up just to like bump the numbers up a little bit, even if we like realistically don't think we need that many people, because of course it's like RSVPing for events, you know. There's like a certain percentage drop off rate typically, which totally makes sense. It's also like manual labor in the middle of the week and potentially on the weekend.
Yeah.
Like, we get it. People are busy.
Overestimate.
So, yeah, it's a good point. Okay, well, thank you guys for participating. I'm gonna get with Greg probably and just nail down when we can really start talking about this widely, and you guys will be the first to know, if not just included on that, you know, correspondence and outreach. And we will be having 2 more CAC meetings up until the implementation. So, you know, just continuing them every 2 weeks. And if we need to check in at any point in between then, if we're starting to gather a pool of volunteers and we'd like to go over something, there's a chance that we might bring people together from the sign up list as well. So just keep a lookout, I guess.
Okay, count me in for sure. And texting
Awesome.
or phone call is even better than email or all of the above, because I want to join.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have your phone number. If you want to I can email you and then we'll go from there. So you don't have to say
Or I could just tell you right now. I don't mind.
Okay. Well, they're recorded and they're on the website. I just so you know, if that like changes your mind.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm kind of transparent.
Okay.
My number
go
is
for it.
206.
Yes.
206-330-6916.
Can you say 206-330? Can you repeat that, please?
I'm going to repeat it. 206-330-6916.
6916.
Yeah.
Good.
And thanks again, everybody, for participating. It's really great.
Thank you, Sylvie and Bob and Diana, for being on the call.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Yeah.
You will be hearing from us very soon.
All right.
Okay, super.
All right.
Yay.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.